Next question we wanted to ask is, since you've been a DJ for a while, is your family musical? Do you come from a musical background?
Yes and no, kind of short, quick answer. Actually, both my parents were in education their entire lives as far as careers go, but my father was very musical. In his childhood, he had a successful band that did very well, and he was in it all the way up until college, and kind of had to make that life choice. So,
whether it was going to be college and
music or career, and actually was an athlete as well. He played baseball, so he had opportunities.
All three.
Yeah. So he was a very talented guy. Yeah, absolutely. So growing up, I mean, he was always influenced us with music. Always playing to us as kids. We had sing-alongs and things like that. Yeah, he'd actually bring out his guitar, and it was always very into allowing me to be independent in music. To search and seek
and do it for you.
Exactly. He never held any restrictions to music, and never did let me listen to anything. It was sort of always like, go for it and do it. Anytime it showed me the way with some instruments, and pushed me into that. In the younger ages, like, hey, try this, and let's do some piano classes. So I had some musical influence and some push in that direction for sure. And I definitely know he loves music. But I'm just taking it a little bit farther as far as a professional career than he did. But he had a successful career.
Wow, he had all three.
Yeah, he had all three. He did his thing up until he chose not to. And that's the cool thing about art. Is you can do it as long as you need to, and you find other paths, but it's always there for you. It's weird. It's cool to talk about music. Guys, you can still see he's got that love in it, and it's cool. So
that's dope.
Yeah.
All right. We were talking earlier about the school you actually went to. Can you tell the viewers a little more about that and how you came about starting to go to exclusive school?
Absolutely. Icon Collective inside of Glendale, California. Really cool music school. I was suggested it by a few friends that had gone and had some really pleasant experiences with it. Really good school. Quick, short program, specialized. It's only music. It's only what you need. It's very successful teachers in the music career. They've got some great advisors. I want to get the name drop and stuff. It's a very good school. If you're into music and you want to take that next step, that next level, and be in that professional level of understanding production and what things do, then I highly recommend it. It did a lot. Yeah, it really, you producing is one of those things you can always play around with it, and you learn, and 10, 15 years you get good at it and things like that, but there's certain things that, if you want to go in and you want to know what are the professionals doing, what level do I need to be on to really be accepted at that professional level, but know that I'm not making those amateur mistakes. So it did a really good job with it.
So it really helps you build you to
where you want to be. Got me on, I say it got me on that professional level of production. I understand the professional side of how that business works now, all the way from running sessions to understanding the programs, to being professional and dealing with people and piano, keyboard, and everything, all in conversation.
All of it?
I mean, it's everything. It's a really well-designed program.
How long did it take you to?
It's a 9-month program that they do. They had a 6 and a 9. They now have a 9. It was a 6 when I went. Intense. I mean, you're talking like, it's cool. I mean, if you really dedicate yourself to it. I did 6 months, and I mean, it was 100% my focus. I did, 20 to 25 hours a week of homework and practice. Then we had class sessions each week, and I go up there on Mondays and meet with a tutor or a mentor, they called it. And I mean, you constantly had attention. It was awesome. Small classes, very intimate, very hands-on. Highly recommend it.
That's good. Well, now if you're into music like that, and you wanna become better and better, make sure you go look at that school if you can.
Yeah, so learntoproduce.com.
Make sure you go check that out. Also, we heard about you have a residency with a hotel. Can you tell us a little about that?
The Ivy at Andaz. Yeah, I've been working with them for about 3 years now. Promotional company here in San Diego, TK Productions, and D-Town is one I work a lot with. Had an opportunity to reopen it about 3 years ago. The club was shut down for about a year, and we did some remodeling and some makeovers and things like that. When they reopened it, they approached me and asked if I would be interested in being a resident DJ there. So it's been a wonderful relationship. We've got an awesome staff. It's a beautiful club and a rooftop wine bar. Downstairs club's 3 levels. Great scene of downtown up on the rooftop. Always talented DJs coming through. So it's been a real blessing. I'm happy to be with you.
So you guys have to play all the time. How often do you do that then?
I was doing it every week up until a few months ago. Now we're doing it once or twice a month, depending just because, as time gets on, you get to that point where you gotta slow down a little. You don't want to every weekend. You want to give other cats opportunities, which is good. So we brought in some new people. They've got a new thing called Blue Box Thursdays with the cats from 93X or one of the radio stations. Here, 94 is one of the stations, I'm not sure it is, but they come in and they're doing a really good job. They're turning it into more of an electronic vibe down in the club downstairs. So it's cool. So, just in keeping up with the times and again, the progression of music and what kids want and stuff. So yeah, it's really a cool spot. I'm honored to be a part of it. And, very thankful.
I'm happy to go check that out ourselves one time.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. Absolutely, every Thursday.
Okay, so how did you originally come into being sponsored originally?
Originally, it was kind of a funny circumstance. I was still in my early parts of DJing, where you're hungry and you're willing to start doing gigs, possibly and you'll do anything that you can for them. And I got asked to do a show up in Anaheim at the Grove, and it was, from what I was told, it was an outdoor. I was going to be on the outdoor patio at a gig that probably wasn't going to be very good, but they just wanted people to see DJs. They came in, it was going to be more for a look, have a little bit of a vibe. And, inside was Papa Roach was performing. It was a NAMM and Anime Supercross after party. I got there, somehow ended up rocking out like 350, 400 people outside with a single speaker. Yeah, it was one of my favorite shows to this day still. I don't know how it happened, but we ended up having the most amazing time outside. I happened to be wearing one of my favorite brands, my Jägermeister, at the time, and it was a Jägermeister show, and they met me, and they said, "You like the brand?" And so we hit it off right off the bat.
Wow.
The next day, they called me and asked if I wanted to be a part of the program.
Really?
Yes, they've got an amazing music program. It's cool. It's about 250 bands roughly, ranging all the way from folk artist bands in New York that are kind of underground and rocking, all the way up to bands like Slayer and Yin Yang Twins and Little John. Yeah, crazy. So it's an amazing music program. It's really cool. Bless is such a part of it. I've been with him for almost 5 years now. And I've got some time with him, and it really is to learn the business. Again, another person to learn the business from, and to be on that next level of thinking and seeing how that really big corporate level works in the music world, things like that. It's really cool. And then obviously through them, I met Alpine Stars, who's my other sponsor, the clothing sponsor of mine, and they working with Anime Supercross and things like that. They were interested in having a music program of their own, so we're kind of experimenting with it. I'm one of 2 DJs, and there's 2 bands that they've got on the music program right now. So it's a very small sort of entry level. We've been doing it for about a year now, and it's been an awesome relationship. Great company, awesome people. Yeah, I love working with them as well. So I've got 2 really amazing sponsors.
That's good, man. You got the sponsor. Congratulations about that, man.
Thank you.
Also, what was we were talking earlier about you said you did some nonprofits, for nonprofit organizations. So what was going on?
Yeah, a little earlier in my life. I'm real big in kind of philanthropy and giving back. Just trying to do a little bit of betterment for the purpose of the good, And I had an opportunity to help run and create a nonprofit organization called Healthy Eating Lifestyle Principles. To a gentleman named Mike Hickey, who was no longer with us. He was a great man. He taught me a lot. He brought me in and coached me and guided me and taught me the basics of how to completely start a nonprofit. We got it all the way up and working and helped kids 0 to 18 make healthier lifestyle choices. We went into schools and we tried to eliminate sodas. We were successful with that. We were part of the whole soda ban.
Oh, so you were part of that?
Yeah, we helped start that movement.
Crazy.
This was about 10 years ago. Yeah.
I remember I was actually in high school, and I was wondering why they were starting to take a lot of women. That was all the way in Georgia. I went to school at high school. I went all the way down there, and I was wondering why they started taking a lot of the some of the unhealthy snacks. A lot of the sodas came out of there. They started putting waters in there, nice juice and things like that. We were never really understood about that, but I personally heard of that.
Yeah, we were real big on that movement in California. Yeah, absolutely. Coming from Salinas, it's a real big agriculture area. There's so many successful companies there that want to always get back in health, and so that was part of the creation of health. But a gentleman named Basil Mills Farms was he wanted to start a company that would help show and teach all these people that healthy eating is easy. It's not as hard as it sounds. It's not as expensive as it is, and it starts with kids. You're not going to go after adults and try and change their eating habits. But what's cool, what our mentality was if you go after 0 to 18, that you good, then somehow you're actually influencing the adults because
the
kids are going home and now they're with their kid, you know, and if your kid's doing good, how can you? And so it was cool. It was a really successful program. I got to work with them for about 3.5, 4 years. That was actually up until I moved down here. I was with that company, and it's still running and operating today. They're still doing well. You know, I still think about them all the time. And yeah, it was really cool. That was my big stint in nonprofit. But I always try and do different types of charity work and different charity events and things like that. So
wow, so almost like no, you actually influenced my life as well. Cause
right.
I stopped drinking soda. That's crazy. I don't even drink soda anymore. So you did something positive.
I'm glad. You know, it was cool. It was a challenge. You know, it wasn't easy, and people, you know, trying to tell schools they can't sell sodas and unhealthy snacks.
Hard at first.
They're like, well, that's our moneymaker. We know schools, you know, they you know, growing up with an educated family, I know schools are always struggling with money and stuff. But it was every bit worth it, and you know, I'm glad I can be a part of it. You know, contribute to it for sure.
Wow, that's great. Well, thanks for being here with us. We're glad to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we will be at the Hard Rock Cafe at Club 207 tonight with him. Come watch him spin. Have a great time. So we'll be there. Make sure you come take some pictures with us. Say hello to us if you can. So we'll be in there. Thanks again for having us, man.
Cool. Thank you so much, man.
All right. Doing an interview with Mr. Dee Jay. We're about to head to the Hard Rock Cafe in a little bit to get started party at 207. I want to do some quick shout out to Kayla Khan Photography. Appreciate you doing the photo shoot for the broadcast and what's happening radio. Shout out to Royal Ray. Shout out to Runway Boys. To everybody who's been sitting there rocking with me. To Mr. Jim from Money Motivated. You know I represent with you. Shout out to everybody who's been there helping me everywhere I need to go. So I want to shout out to everybody. So we're at the G Spot. Make sure you check us out at the Hard Rock. We'll be there in a little bit.
Studio. I was doing a lot of Angry Birds. What? You do what? You can't even win an Angry Bird. Whatever. That's what it turned into because I was in a band, so I did like the guitar, piano, same thing. I would go into the studio.
Get that going. Still arguing about Angry Birds. Angry Birds. I both suck. On the MacBook. They all suck.
Shit up, in the real way, man.